There's 7. There's a time at the top too.
I can stop you.
Alright. Hello, my name is Peter Marino. I currently live in Orlando, Florida, and my major is criminal justice. I only have one more class before I complete it, and speech is one of the last. The reason that I need speech is because I want to improve and because I want to get my degree. My strength that I believe I have in public speaking is that I routinely speak to the community about sex offenders and about robberies. When I talk to the community about sex offenders and about robberies, I have to prepare for the speech. I believe that helps me in this class. The next thing that I do is I sing. When I sing in front of thousands of people at law enforcement ceremonies, conferences, any type of outing that involves law enforcement officers. Most recently, it has been a funeral for Officer Brandon Coates for the Orange County Sheriff's Office, and there were 7,000 people at the memorial ceremony. I've also sang at the Central Florida Law Enforcement Memorial, where there's 1,000 to 2,000 people. And I also sing at conferences where there's usually about 500, 600 people that are going to the conference. If you don't know, Orlando has the biggest conference gallery in the world. So when I sing at conferences, people come from all over the world to see it, and most notably it's the national anthem. The next thing that I do is I interview people. I'm a detective in the robbery unit, and prior to that, I was in the sex crime sex offenders unit, where I'd have to interview sex offenders and I interview robbery suspects about crimes, or I interview a victim, or I interview a witness. In interviewing these people, it's one-on-one interaction. In reading the text from Stephen Lucas's The Art of Public Speaking, it says that a speech is something that's an interview between two people, or it can be. Public speaking involves many people speaking in front of them, but when I took that as a note inside the text, because interviewing is what I do. I've interviewed hundreds of people, and the goal is to try to obtain a confession from a suspect. That's one-on-one interaction. I have to get inside their head and figure out what they want to tell me, and then beat that boundary that they're trying to get and obtain a confession. I do have several weaknesses. One is that I do get nervous. I have anxiety, and I do have stage fright. Just because I sang in front of thousands, my wife will tell you every single time, I get anxiety, and she tells me not to do it anymore because of the anxiety that I have. But because I enjoy doing it so much, I continue, and that's a huge weakness. I get lost in my speech. When I'm speaking, I tend to forget what I'm about to say, and that happens in conversation as well. I forget the next part of the story that I'm telling or the speech that I'm giving. So I try not to get, I need to improve on getting lost in it. And then the next thing is going over the time limit, which I hope I don't do in this speech. This speech is 3 to 5 minutes, and I get too in depth of what I'm saying, and I go over the time limit. The ways that I can improve are preparing an outline, giving notes, and then I can also have someone hold a clock, or I can watch a clock in a room and not go over the time limit. The art of public speaking is in-depth and a thing that needs preparation, something that needs preparation. I hope to improve it, and I hope to get better as the class continues. This is only the second week of the course, and I have 4 more speeches to give, and I hope that you see that I'll improve over time. That will conclude my speech, and again, I'm Peter Marino, and this is speech number 1 in public speaking.